I'll take you out to San Francisco City Hall now with a live look where the late California Senator Dianne Feinstein is now lying in state. Elected leaders, longtime friends among the mourners paying their final respects. The late senator passed away last Friday at the age of 90. She was California's first and longest serving female senator.
What a life, legacy, what a story. CBS 13's Steve Large has been in place in San Francisco, part of our team coverage with more on the tributes for the political trailblazers. Steve, I know you spoke with a lot of people who felt they just needed to be there.
No question. And I'll begin with this, Tony and Marley, a little breaking update. We're just learning from Senator Feinstein's office that her memorial service, which had been planned to the public for tomorrow, has now been closed to the public. It will not be available to the public for security reasons. We'll get more into that here a little bit later. But for now, let's go ahead and show you this line of people outside City Hall. As you mentioned, the senator's body lying in state inside City Hall. But here we are at the 5 o'clock hour, and this line of people who are here to bid their final goodbyes to the senator is now stretching around the corner, perhaps because people are getting off work now. This line has not gotten any shorter. We also have a picture showing a live look inside City Hall where Senator Dianne Feinstein's body is lying in state. Now, among those who came here today, one of her very closest friends, Nancy Pelosi.
Beautiful tribute.
Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi, a fellow San Franciscan and confidant, was among the thousands here to say goodbye to her friend Dianne Feinstein.
She was a person of greatness. She was a stateswoman. She was a national figure. But she was as personal as the poorest person in our city.
With a string duet setting this solemn scene and Feinstein's body lying in a flag-draped casket under the City Hall rotunda, one by one, the public arrived to say their final goodbye.
It's pretty emotionally powerful.
Alan Banks has lived in San Francisco for 30 years and was here to thank the senator for her support.
I mean, her legacy is incredible, especially in LGBTQI rights. And as a gay man, it was really important to support her.
I am native San Franciscan, and I thought it would be my duty.
For Rachel Maescas Escobedo, the memory of Dianne Feinstein taking leadership of the city following the assassination of George Moscone and Harvey Milk in 1978 still resonates with her.
It just seemed to me like that was a man's world back then, and just the fact that she took charge, and now she was an example for other women to break that glass ceiling.
Besides the final farewell, people were also able to write a letter of condolence to Dianne Feinstein's family. This woman whose name became synonymous with San Francisco.
She always cared.
On this day, this city is saying thank you. Live outside San Francisco City Hall, want to get back to that breaking update about the fact that her memorial tomorrow is now closed to the public. Now, there has been some movement on this since day one when we learned that Dianne Feinstein had in fact died. Initially, she was going to have her memorial service across the street from City Hall at Memorial Auditorium, the War Memorial Auditorium there across the street from City Hall. Then it was moved to be outside the steps of City Hall. That was up until just about 15 minutes ago, really. We learned from Dianne Feinstein's staff that because of security concerns, it will no longer be a public memorial service. So more to come on that for sure. But let's get back to Dianne Feinstein and her legacy. One of her legacies in the city of San Francisco here is actually returning this very week that people are paying their respects to her passing. Fleet Week. Dianne Feinstein was the one who spearheaded the effort to begin Fleet Week in San Francisco, and because of that, they will be honoring her in a very special way this week.
I can tell you that she was active with Fleet Week. It was her baby, and she was an honorary co-chair for all of these years. We could go to her for advice, sometimes advice and consent, because she had her hands in it.
All right, so again, Dianne Feinstein being remembered today, being celebrated today, a mixture of emotions of sadness and great gratitude for the folks here in Sacramento who, again, feel they need to pay their final respects here at City Hall, guys.
Yeah, and Steve, since we have you, just for a second, don't you think in covering politicians who pass away, you can always tell when somebody just resonates with both sides of the aisle? This isn't partisan in any way, shape, or form, right? You spoke with people, obviously, who were just remembering her for the person she was. It didn't matter whether they were Democrat or Republican.
I saw former interns come up here, people that knew her very well, very closely. And, you know, Dianne Feinstein was elected over and over and over again as a moderate Democrat, really, in this city that is really known as being far left. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. So it's really incredible. And it does speak to her ability to bring all sides together the way she's been celebrated.
Yes, certainly a wide-reaching impact and inspiration. Steve Large, thank you for that update.